Hello the internet, my name's Laura and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a lot of maintenance. Alright, a little bit of background is that I am a writer. Some of you might know, but it's part of the reason why the channel is called Stories and Succulents, because I write. And November has always been a very special month for writers because we have something called NaNoWriMo. It stands for National Novel Writing Month, and it's basically a big event that like writers and non-writers and people all go do where you try to write 50,000 words in the month of November. It's like a big event. It's been going on for years and years and years, and I've been doing it for a whole bunch of years. But it basically means that November is a time when I kind of sit down and I just nose to the grindstone work on writing. Which means, of course, that a lot of other things fall by the wayside, and this year is the first year that I've had this many plant babies to take care of. So today, in addition to cleaning the rest of my house, is going to be, I want to go through all of my plants, make sure they're watered if they need to be watered, check for pests, like do just a whole bunch of just all over maintenance to make sure that everything's as good as it can be, so that during the month of November I can just come down here. I'm going to update my Excel spreadsheet too, make sure that that's all up to date so that I can just come down here and be like, okay, these plants are probably the ones that need water. Let me water these, and hopefully I won't need to do very much maintenance or any of that kind of stuff during November. So I figured I'd go ahead and turn that into a video because I also don't know how much time I may or may not have to sit down and do videos. So it's possible that there will be a little bit of there might be days when I just don't get anything up, or I get up tiny little videos, or it's possible that I'll do so well in my writing that I'll have plenty of time to, do videos. I don't know at this point, but this is me at least, letting you guys have a heads up so that you're not like, oh my god, what happened to Laura? It's just November. It's November. Anyway, in the comments, if you want to know more about National Novel Writing Month, and if you want to follow me and keep updated with my progress, I'll put some of that stuff down in the comments. If you're not interested in that, then we're just going to stay for the plants. But let me know if you want to know more about my writing and my plant, or my writing and my stories and all that kind of stuff. You guys can let me know. I will be perfectly fine talking about that, but I am not going to pretend that most of you are not here just for the plant stuff. So anyway, so I'm going to, I'm looking around now going, oh my god, there are so many plants. Oh, my Christmas cactus is blooming. That's great. Okay. But anyway, I'm going to go around and do that. I'm going to tape some of it. I will probably not use all of what I have to do because I have to do a lot. And then you guys can be up to date kind of with what's going on. It'll be a nice video for you. I can chat. It keeps me motivated, Like, it keeps me motivated when I have the camera rolling, because it's like, I'm in front of the camera, I should be doing something, like I'm not just sitting here and being like, there are plenty of times where I just come down here and I just sit and I just look at my plants and I don't do anything. And there's a time for that. There's a time for just sitting and appreciating all of the work that you've done and all of the plants. But right now, today, I need to get all of this, just make sure that everything's taken care of as much as I can, so that if I neglect things a little bit, it won't be the end of the world. Also, last night it was ridiculously cold, and my humidity has plummeted. So I have to get my humidifiers up and running. I've got this one behind me going already, because I came down this morning and it was like 43% humidity in here. But I have to get my room humidifier going because the heat is on right now and it is just dry down here. So, on the other hand, it is 73 degrees, which is higher than it normally is. So it's very warm down here. I just need to get the humidity back up. So that is the other thing that I really, really need to do today. And I also went to Lowe's and picked up some more perlite, which I needed in case anything needs to be repotted. Because I think that begonia there needs to be repotted because it's been drying out super, super fast, and I think it needs a bigger pot. So I am ready to go with everything that I need down here. I'm going to take you guys along and show you some of it. I'm not going to be able to show all of it to you, or else it's going to be like a 3 or 4 hour video, and that is too much. But anyway, we'll see what I end up putting on here. There will be stuff. You guys will get stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right. The first thing I'm going to do is over here, because this is the farthest away from my seat, is take care of all these plants I have over here. Most of these do need to be watered. I'm probably going to run the alocasias under the faucet because of the problems that I sometimes have with spider mites. It usually only get like a tiny little infestation on them, but since they're dry and need to be watered anyway. Oh no, look, you can see a couple of them on here. Let's see if I can get that to focus. Do you want to focus? I'm not sure if you can see them, but yeah, there's little spider mites hanging out on that tip. So I'm going to run all this under water. The water, that's usually all I need for spider mites. They like dry conditions, and they love alocasias. So if I keep them wet, I'm usually good to go. And then I need to make sure that I water my Calathea musica, because I think it's been a little while, and then take care of these guys here. So that's what we're going to be doing. I thought you guys might like to see this. I just put this new tray here. It was left over from when I was putting stuff in my closet over there. This is going to get really kind of loud, but I have a shower head here, and I can just rinse off all my plants, and they sit on here, so they can drip dry much more easily. I have no idea if you guys can hear me, but I also can get fairly warm water because, obviously it's a shower. So I don't put cold water all over my plants. All right. I'm knocking over stuff. And then I just leave them in here for a while to drip dry so that I don't get wet all over my everything else. It's actually fairly handy. Okay, so the next thing on my list was my string of bananas, where it's doing really well over the summer. It grew a lot when it was outside. I'm really happy. And what happened is I brought it inside, and then I stopped watering it because I'm always scared to water succulents inside. And as you can see, a lot of the leaves, little banana leaves, have shriveled and died up toward the top. And that's because there's not enough water up here, and so it starts dying from the top down. And see, all of the bananas down here are still fine because they still have their water. But everything up here has kind of died. And as far as I'm aware, like these leaves up here won't ever grow back. So what I'm planning on doing is, number one, I've got some yarn because I don't have string, like macrame string, and I'm going to hang this guy up so that he's in a place where I see him and remember to water him more often. And I'm also going to trim and repropagate some of these bananas because obviously up here this is just ugly because it is. I mean, this does not make me happy. This makes me happy. This does not make me happy. So we're gonna do some serious rehab on this guy and hopefully turn him back into something that I am happy with. So, all right, for those of you who actually know macrame, don't kill me, but I at least got it hanging. It's not really anything fancy, but it'll at least hold this up for now. So, it feels so silly. I've seen the macrame and it really is like, it's really a beautiful like art form, and I just have not ever spent any time getting to know it, so this is what we get. Okay, and this is what we ended up with, hanging over here with the other hanging baskets, and I put some more little cuttings all in here that'll hopefully root and then sprout, and this is obviously a little bit uneven, but you know what? I think I did a pretty good job. So I finally decided that I was going to repot my Deco Daddy because if you remembered it kind of flops around in the pot, and I just pulled it out and I am like shocked at the amount of perlite in here versus soil. I mean, it hasn't been doing poorly, but like that's just a lot of perlite. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm gonna pot it back up in my soil mixture, but wow. I don't know. I just thought that was kind of interesting, so I finally pulled my bear's paw out. I was kind of worried to look at it because it had a whole bunch of dead leaves on it, and I was worried that it was like dying, and this is like one of my oldest plants, and I was really worried about it, and I pulled it out, and I started pulling off all the dead leaves, and there's like little... See, now that I've taken the dead leaves off, I can't even tell where the problems were. But basically, I was pulling off the dead leaves, and there's, like, you can still see that there's little baby growth. Like there's still little babies growing in there. And then I turned it around, which I haven't done in who knows how long. It's kind of just been sitting here. And I noticed that it's got this one branch that just kind of comes down and comes back up. So this plant is still doing really, really well. It's still growing. It's still huge. I definitely at some point want to like pull it out and then kind of try and straighten it a little bit, but I'm definitely not doing that going into winter. I'm just gonna, obviously for right now, water it because I'm positive that it has not had water in a really long while. And then it's just going to chill out for the rest of the winter, and we'll see what we can do in the spring/summer. I might even wait until summer because that would just be a better idea. That way it has the best chance of me watering it and it drying out and it being okay. So, yeah. Anyway, that is a magnificent plant. Okay, so I told you guys that I was cleaning up everything yesterday. I wanted to go through all of my plants. And I did that, and it basically took me the entire day. At a certain point, I looked up and I was like halfway through this shelf, and it was like 2:30 in the afternoon. I had already been at it for like 2 hours. And so kind of at that point, I kind of started going a little bit more head down, and I didn't really stop to update you guys on anything. So I'm just going to kind of go over some of the things I did, like I'm propagating some of my Cebu Blue and my Argyrius. I cut off a couple of my Nanooks to propagate those. I repotted my Micans. I moved a couple of things around just to try and give them a little bit like better space. I cut my Peperomia graveolens, and in order to just try and make it a nicer shaped plant, sort of, so it's not quite so crazy. You guys saw that I gave you a little note earlier about the Deco Daddy and how almost the entirety of the soil was perlite, which is just, I don't know. I'm wondering, because I got the Red Planet and the Deco Daddy from the same place, and I mean it's doing fine, so I don't think there's any need to replant this one. But I'm wondering if like this is all perlite in there too. I mean it doesn't look like it from the top, but who knows. Let's see. I've got all of my Macchiolata propagations that I really need to like say that I have those so that maybe somebody wants them. What else did I do? Oh, I shaved off all of my Tritoscanthia, just because I didn't really have a good place to keep it where it wasn't looking messy, and I figure it's still healthy. It's going to grow out next year. It'll probably grow a lot during this winter too, but I just went ahead and chopped that off. So when you guys see that in the background of my shot, you'll be like, oh my god, there's nothing wrong with it. I just did that. I move some things around. I'm trying my breakdance up here. What else did I do? I moved my bear's paw around, and the sedum, the Firestorm sedum is back there. Not really much change there. I moved my Monstera over here because I actually wanted to put my Angel Wing Lucerna under these lights because I wanted to stop leaning quite so much. I actually went in and tied it up even tighter. I had it so that it would be a little bit tighter, and now I've got it like even more, just pulling these stems in so that it kind of grows in a more upward position. But anyway, I moved the Monstera over there because it doesn't need a ton of light. And I moved that and the little baby one over here so that they could get more light. So yeah, everything's looking really nice. And then obviously the biggest thing was that I actually cleaned up the room. For those of you who remember that this just had stuff everywhere, I'm still working on that, but that's different. But I cleaned up my space over here. I had a whole bunch of pots and all that kind of stuff, and I have cleaned that all out now, so that's ready for more pots, because I'm sure I will throw some in there at some point. And then that's my little sink. And then this guy, you guys, I showed you, I redid the string of bananas and then attempted to tie it up, and it's not the neatest looking thing, but you know what, it's hanging and it looks whatever. I just have to remember to water that enough, because like all these hanging guys aren't actually rooted. I had cut them and then put them back in here so that it looked really neat, and so I'm gonna have to make sure that they root. But the string of bananas always roots pretty easily. I also got my this is my room humidifier that I got set up. I have it set for 65% humidity. It is currently 56, or it says it's 56. And then I cleaned out my little closet here. This is where I keep all my plant stuff. I mean, cleaned out. I basically keep all the boxes that I get plants in so that if I ever need to ship them out, I can do that. And then I also cleaned up, put all my pots, my terracotta pots and some bigger pots, and then some little bottom things. So that I, however, could not walk into here before, and now look, there is some space that I can walk into there now. So it is actually in much better shape than it was when I started. But I think that's mostly gonna be it. A lot of it was just care and maintenance. A whole lot didn't super change, I guess. Because, you know, it was basically just I needed to water everything. There were some things like, apparently I haven't watered that McKaylee's finale in a really long time. It was super dry and super unhappy. I put like a whole bunch of water in there, and like none of it came out the bottom because it was just like super thirsty. And I fixed up, let's see, yeah, I also had to clean up the alocasias because, you know, they just lose leaves. So I had to pull some of those off of there. That's looking pretty good. The Queen of the Night actually hadn't been watered in a really long time either, so that got watered. What else? I don't know. I think that's basically it for now. Oh, and my Drosera is trying to flower again, so that's interesting. We'll see if that... Last time all the flowers died before they actually opened. Oh, but speaking of opening, my beautiful pink Christmas cactus, and that's the little Alsobia flower back down there. They're actually pretty cute looking. And then, if you guys didn't see my Primulina video, those are my Primulina flowers, so those are really cool. But yeah, so that is everything for now. I am super happy with how clean it is down here and how nice it is, and I hope you guys... I'm sorry I didn't get more stuff like as I was doing it for you guys to watch, but like I said, I was down here until... when did I finish? Around 9? I mean, I took a break for like dinner and stuff. I wasn't working flat out, but I basically worked all day to get everything down here taken care of and everything straightened out. And I didn't even... I'm thinking of some of these Haworthias I really want to repot, but I just didn't do that yet. So, but everything else I wanted to do, I did, so. But anyway, that's going to be the video for today. So if you guys like this video, go ahead and like this video. Let me know if there's anything that you would have liked to have seen that, like, I didn't go over in any detail or whatever. Like if there's a particular plant that you really wanted to see or something like that. And you know, I'll see if I can get that into a video so that you can see that update. And thank you so much for spending some of your time with me today and watching this video. And I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye-bye.